Today, in the twilight glow, hearing the ringing of church bells in the month of December, my thoughts race back to the days of yore, when I was a kid of class 4 or maybe 5, I am not very sure. The church bells, the ding-dong bell, did not remind me that pussy's in the well, because I thought I was big enough and it's not worth wasting any more time looking for it. The cheerful, bumpy, jingling sound from the bells was a clear and sure signal that plenty of fun was in wait and good times are just about to unfold. The more the sound from the bells reverberated, the more my ears would be filled with melody, the more excitement generated within me, and I enjoyed the shivers of joy up my spine. Let me share with you why, and there were multiple reasons. Only a few I can recollect tonight. For me, the mighty resounding Christmas bells was a plain and frank declaration that it was time to enjoy, time to be free, with no work to be done, no routine to be followed, no school, no fear of being scolded, no homeworks to finish on time, no compulsion, and the only problem, the only concern was how to spend time. And so every distraction, meaningful or meaningless, was welcome. None rebuked me. I felt like a river losing its track, a bird ultimately allowed to stretch its wings. I got the license to go on my whims. Now I was sure none would be furious to see a series of my sketches of a stubborn, chubby girl of my class with an unusually long tongue and having a fleshy, swollen nose that curved more and more whenever she told a lie. The loud sound booming from the Christmas bells stoked my desire to run to the huge college ground in the afternoon to see cricketers dressed in spotless white play cricket. My eyes always searched for the red deuce ball, and seldom could I locate it. More than the game, I liked their classic and elegant attire. I took a fancy to the white cap they would adorn, and the lack of it in the school uniform I found was quite distressing. Their majestic way of walking on the pitch attracted me much more than the shots they played. As a matter of fact, I was always afraid of being hit by the red deuce ball. Amongst the spectators in the gallery, I would often discover a boy and a girl sitting unusually close to each other under an umbrella, even though there was neither the heat of the sun nor any rain, and they were busy with activities that kept them engaged and hungry for each other. I would find them fresh and lively, happy and excited all the time, and I felt they were playing some funny game they mutually agreed to. Utterly confused, I did not really know which game to concentrate upon. The insistent jingling of the Christmas bells beckoned me. I felt It was time to devote all my passion and energy into some pressing tasks that I couldn't complete in my earlier attempts, such as my sincere efforts to count the number of uninvited guests, the lizards that would pop up from different directions on the wall in the small room I stayed, constantly on the hunt for insects and ever prepared to shed their tails off. I remember my painstaking efforts to enumerate the number of stars living up in the sky atop my house, and yes, I now have no qualms in admitting what I thought then. I thought counting of stars was easier as the stars were stitched to the sky and won't dare to move about. Unlike the wayward habits of the lizards I was fed up with, who I found were so lazy and unsocial as to hide most of the time, a trait that I identified as the major hindrance to completing my project. I miss those days in which I had ample time to move around, showing everyone how busy I was, though my real intention was to overhear what the elders were talking about. My curiosity would increase by leaps and bounds whenever there was a significant drop in the volume they had been speaking. I loved to hear the tower bells chime, as that meant my class teacher would give me a Christmas card that I keenly awaited the whole year, and I always found the card ornate and colorful, gorgeous and enthralling, and it was always fantastic. It was splendid to get so much warmth, so much affection, so much love from someone whom I feared throughout the year. December gifted me a period during which I preferred to remain longer under the quilt with the blanket tangled in a bunch between my legs. Later in the day, I would embark on my mission, discovering how the trees get denuded in winter with the leaves falling off, looking for any welcome intrusion made by a new species of bird into my garden, stare intently at the squirrel nibbling on something in the middle of the courtyard, swishing its tail in anticipation of a good chase. I really enjoyed the parade of hundreds of hungry red ants, perhaps with rumbling tummies, but disliked the swarm of termites with musty smell, shedding wings around doors and windows, or a spider crawling over me. Each Christmas, I would find my horizon expanding. Many of you are now in holiday gear, jingling your own bells and laughing all the way. But my mind, my heart is on a welcome journey into the past that has been lost forever, maybe due to a conspiracy of the future. A trip into a time when settling of dewdrops on a blade of grass marveled me. A period of my life when I couldn't help but ponder how a smart and adventurous grasshopper felt as it hopped into a hot soup in the kitchen getting roasted in the process. I had ample things to ruminate about, thinking why lotus plants hate to hold water on their leaves, though they cannot survive without water. Let the bells go on ringing to usher in a new beginning as in every year. Merry Christmas to you all.